Okay, so we still got 10 minutes left until London session opens. So I'm gonna go through a few setups here on euro dollar, pound dollar. Gonna have a look at gold as well, maybe the yen cross pairs, and we'll see how it goes. May have some trading opportunities, but we have news later on today, which is not ideal. Not a big fan of trading, just before high impact news. However, we may have some short-term setups here on the 5 to 15 minute time frame. Uh, so we'll check it out in a minute. Still got about 10 minutes. Looks like we've got some momentum coming in the market just before market open, but that's okay. Okay, let me drop a link in the free Telegram channel so people know that we're actually live. Mm, okay. Okay. Right, there's some nice bullish momentum on pound dollar. I was looking at the charts yesterday during the US session, and euro dollar was gaining a lot more bullish momentum than pound dollar. So I was looking for long trades. I managed to catch one on euro dollar, but you know, they usually have a positive correlation in between both of them. But yesterday, euro dollar was really pushing hard to the upside. I managed to catch a really nice trade. So I'm looking for the same thing today. It's either going to be euro dollar or pound dollar, but I can see, at least for now, pound dollar is looks like it's much stronger. So let's see how it goes. Okay. Uh, just send a message in our free Telegram channel. Hopefully, some more people are gonna get in. Um, Let me have a look. I'm not sure if I posted a link in the description below this stream, but I need to drop a link for the free Telegram. Um, yeah, I need to drop a link for the free Telegram. Let me do that very quick. Looking at the hourly candles as well. Still got a couple of minutes till the hourly candle closes. Um, and then we'll see how it goes. I will now drop to the lower time frames and see if we potentially have any setups. Now, usually what happens is if we see a bullish or a bearish momentum pushing just before the session opens to previous highs or previous lows, it usually takes them out and there is a retracement, if not a reversal. Um, it doesn't mean I'm going to be taking any trades though, but let's just observe price action and see how it goes. Obviously, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comment section here, and I'll check them out. I'm planning on doing live sessions like that at least a couple of times per week. Um, haven't really done any before, I think, um, but it's about time to start doing them because I'm looking at the chart anyway. So why not just stream it, right? Okay. So here's what euro dollar looks like. It's already quite far. There's definitely not going to be an entry right now, obviously, but I need to see some more price action here. But looking at this momentum, even though it's just the first 5 minute candle of the session, we may be looking at a continuation to the upside here on euro dollar. I'm not looking for any aggressive entries though, because that's not the way I trade. Even when I'm looking for setups on the lower time frames, I may use tight stop losses sometimes, but at least I try to get a really nice entry. And I'm always looking for positive risk to reward ratio. If I have 1 to 2, I may not even open a trade. If I have over 1 to 2, I'm kind of into that setups, those type of setups where I'm looking for over 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio on my setups. Even if price doesn't reach my full TP, at least I know I'm going to close a part of that position which is going to be over 1 to 1. It just kind of makes sense for me, especially when I'm trading the lower time frames. If you are trading 1 hour, 4 hour time frames, that's fine. You may have a completely different approach, um, you know, compared to trading the lower time frames. We've already got a pullback. Let's see if price manages to close below that 5 minute candle. But looking at this strong momentum right here, the thing is we've taken out the highs. Before that though, we managed to take out the lows as well here on the 5 minute chart. So at least short term, I'm expecting to see a continuation higher. But I'll be very curious to see whether price will be able to push down below this 5 minute candle and close below it as well. So let's see how it goes. Here's pound dollar, euro yen and pound yen. I mean the yen cross pairs right now, I'm not a big fan of those at the moment, just because if you look at the higher time frames, price action makes a lot more sense to me on euro dollar and pound dollar, or basically on the major instruments. Same with gold, but then when it comes to kind of day trading opportunities, um, I don't pay too much attention to gold. I really don't have that many trades on gold on the lower time frames. Swing trading opportunities, yeah, definitely, but 5-15 minute trading on gold is quite tricky. Even though it looks like we've got bullish momentum coming in here as well. If there's anyone watching, drop a comment just so I can see that everything is working properly, because I'm not even sure if you hear me. I think you do. Somebody just confirms to me, but because I'm not watching the stream anywhere else, I'm literally just streaming without even um, checking if everything is running smoothly. Okay, there is someone in the comment section. That's fine. What else about that? Let me know. Not even looking at those instruments, to be honest. Because if you're following price action on the lower time frames, especially the 5 minute time frame, it's for me it's really difficult to uh, to overwatch a few instruments at the same time. Even though I've got about 4 instruments on my watch list right now, I'm really just paying attention to probably 2 of them: euro dollar and pound dollar. Um, Look at gold as well, but euro yen and pound yen, I'll just pass on those. I don't really think I'm gonna have any good trading opportunities there. Now, if you look at pound dollar and euro dollar, this is exactly what I mean. So pound dollar isn't as strong as euro dollar at the moment. And so when you're following price action, let's say throughout the whole day, you start by looking at the London session, and then US market opens. You know what the market did earlier. You've been looking at the market for a few hours, so you have an idea where it could expect more momentum. So let's say if we're looking at this right now, and euro dollar continues pushing up while pound dollar isn't as strong, you will know later on that if you're going to be looking for long trades, it's probably going to be the euro dollar which is going to give you, which is going to have more volume, and it's going to, probably complete your trade much easier. So this is what I'm looking at sometimes as well, if I am trading the later session also. Yeah, there was definitely not a chance for me to find an entry within this move right here. But what I'm normally looking at is looking at the beginning of the session, and if let's say we've had a bullish move, okay, price was moving in an uptrend. I want to see a pullback either just before the London session opens or in the first few minutes of the session open. And once I get this pullback, I'm then looking for, let's say, previous level, and then continuation to the upside, depending on what kind of entry signal I've got at the end of the pullback. But right now, at least for now, we're still pushing up without really. I didn't get a chance to enter a trade here, which is fine. Even if I'm looking at the 5 and the 15-minute time frames every single session and every single day, it doesn't mean I've got a trade every day. Because nowadays I'm looking at reasons as to why not to enter a trade, and this has changed my trading a lot, for the better, obviously. Because before it was really easy for me to pull the trigger. I was looking at setups, and I was entering trades here and there on multiple instruments, and was kind of ruining my. I wasn't really following my strategy, but now I've only got a couple of pairs that I'm looking at, and I don't trade every day, even if I'm looking at lower time frames. But yeah, the setups that I'm usually trading are very, very simple, literally basic setups. But I think that helps a lot in trading, because keep it simple and it's very easy to follow your trading plan. If your strategy is very, very complicated, you're more likely to deviate from that strategy and not really follow it every single time. But for me, it's quite boring, very easy. The setups that I'm looking for are very obvious, even for beginners, to be honest. But a lot of people think that those kind of setups, they don't work just because they're very simple, but it's exactly the opposite. So you see now how we've taken out those highs, and it looks like price is about to retrace. It's very important to see whether this whole move will be taken out, or are we going to have a pullback and then a continuation higher. Now if we look at the 1 hour time frame, we've got a really strong 1 hour candle pushing into the highs here. We're obviously at a really strong resistance as well, but it doesn't mean price cannot go any higher, especially on the lower time frames. I'm not going to be looking for 100 pips of a move. We're only looking for, let's say, 15, 20 pips, maybe even less, depending on the setup, obviously. To be honest, the breakout on pound dollar looks much stronger. So let's see how it goes. Now obviously we've got this level right here, so I'm going to place it on the chart. we may start pushing all back to the upside from current price levels here on euro dollar. Now gold, it isn't looking as good. See, I'm not rushing to take any trades because I know this is going to happen. You're going to have sudden moves in both directions most of the time. Alright, overall I've got a bullish bias for both euro dollar and pound dollar. And even if we drop below um, that support right here, that's still fine. We can still see price pushing back to the upside. It's just a level that I've got to make it easier for my eyes, but I'm not yet looking to take a trade here. Gold is not doing much. It's really kind of slow. Well, I'm not expecting any massive moves on any of those instruments just because I'm pretty sure the market is going to be fairly quiet um, for the news later today. But that's what it makes it so suitable for trading on the lower time frames because we're not going to be looking for those big moves. Now you see what's happening. We're getting some sort of reaction here on pound dollar, but we can still drop lower than that. So if anyone is entering a trade right now, that would be quite aggressive. And these are not the trades I'm looking for. So for me, this is not good enough. I'm curious to see whether there's going to be a pullback on pound yen since it took out this previous low right here. Even if it's going to continue down, I'm expecting it to come to around 191.86 at least before it goes down, if it doesn't actually continue with the pullback. But I'm not looking to take any trades here on the yen cross pairs. Yeah, considering that euro yen is here testing this previous low, we're probably going to see some sort of a pullback here as well. Now let's see, this is the kind of price action I like to see before a reversal, okay? Because you can see price is not just pushing down without like forming any pullbacks, and we almost had no pullback here. That was fairly small pullback, but then the next one has pretty much tested the previous highs. So let's see. Yeah, the previous 1 hour candle is looking pretty decent as well. Now there is a lower probability that this 1 hour candle will eventually take out this previous 1 hour candle. But at least for now it looks like there's going to be a pullback, which could possibly provide some trading opportunities on the lower time frames. But you know, I'm going to keep my focus here on the majors, and I've got nothing so far. We did have a strong reaction, you know, once we started with this downside momentum right here, but you can see it's already kind of slowing down. So I'm not able to say whether this will continue much lower, but even if it does, as long as we're trading above this 5-minute low on both euro dollar and pound dollar, you know, my bias is still going to be long. Hi Crystal. This is the first one, to be honest. I think I'm gonna be doing at least a couple of those every week. But yeah, we'll see. Not sure which days it will be. It really depends on the market, because even today I wasn't really sure if it is the best moment to do a live session, just because we've got, you know, high impact news later on today, and I usually don't trade before that, but we still have a few hours until then, and I'm only looking for setups here on the lower time frames. I'm not going to be, you know, sending out signals and tell you when to enter a trade and stuff like that, but you know, if more people get involved in those live sessions, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very valuable for, you know, other traders as well, because there's going to be a conversation in the comment section, so we can drop some knowledge. Other people can share their experience. You know, other people can give us heads up for other setups, which I'm not looking at, because I'm only looking at, you know, those 4 instruments right here. But mostly, if I'm going to be taking any trades, it's usually just one instrument. I never take, you know, trades on. I usually pick, it's either going to be euro dollar or pound dollar, and if I don't have a good setup on either one of those, I can then look at euro yen and pound yen. Gold occasionally as well, but I would prefer to trade gold with a swing strategy on the higher time frames, not on the 5-minute chart. You know, there are some people doing well on the lower time frames, trading gold, but it's not really my thing. Pound dollar though is the one that I trade the most. I would say it's probably 80% of my trades. Pound dollar, pound yen, sometimes. Hmm. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I do prefer swing trading to be honest. Even when I first started trading, I was never looking at the lower time frames. I know a lot of people do just because you're more active, and a lot of people think you're supposed to be taking more trades. And when you first start out, you're really impatient. You want to be in the action all the time. But I first started with swing trading, and this is pretty much what I do. I would say only the past 12 months, in the past year, uh, maybe even a bit longer. Um, I started looking at the lower time frames as well. I was more active doing challenges before, funded challenges, and I always did them on the lower time frames. I was never patient enough to try and pass a challenge trading the 4 hour time frame. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Yeah, not a lot of movement on the majors. Gold is looking pretty decent at the moment. There's still about 5 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close, but there's a high chance that it's gonna close bullish. So let's see if it does. I'm also going to be looking at the 15-minute candles here on pound dollar because I want to see some more rejection wicks. If let's say I see something like this within this area right here, then I'm going to be looking to go long. But that's definitely not enough. I need to see more price action. You see, the thing is, when you have high impact news, most of the time the market is just trading sideways. Because I'm expecting a lot of action during the news later. And so there's probably not going to be a lot of activity across the instruments until then. So that's why I'm not rushing to get into a trade, because I like to be in and out. You see, I don't. If I'm going to be entering on the 5 or the 15-minute time frame, I'm not looking to stay in a trade for several hours. You know. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It really is patience, because sometimes you're looking at a setup, you know deep down that you're not supposed to enter yet, but at the same time you say to yourself, okay, I may miss, you know, I may miss that move, so why not just get into a trade? And if I feel like that, because I still do it sometimes, but if I feel like that and I'm not completely sure that I should enter, but at the same time I don't want to, because I'm expecting, let's say, momentum in the market, so I don't want to miss the trades. And if let's say I open my position with 0.5%, I would only bet 0.2%, and then I'll add on to my trade later on. This is the way I do it now, because sometimes, you know, I rush with my entry as well. People make mistakes all the time, even very experienced traders, and I've spoke to quite a few of them. They're still making the same mistakes. We're humans. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You see, that's what I mean. Oops. Yeah, that was definitely a game changer in my trading. Yeah, and that's what I recommend to everyone. Most of my positions, that's the way I do it. And so, specifically when it comes to day trading, looking at the 15, the 5 minute time frame, I would usually enter with less risk than usual and then add to my position because, sometimes I'm expecting to. I may enter with a 10 pip stop loss and I'm still expecting to see a 50 pip move just because I'm very patient with my entries. Most of the time I will wait. I'm going to place let's say, I place a key level in the chart, and just like right now, it may not be a level, but let's say a zone. So let's say I'm expecting a reversal here, a reversal to the upside. What I would normally do is even if I see a candle like this with a strong wick to the downside, I'm not going to open my position right here. What I'm going to wait, what I'm going to wait for is instead for price to push up, and then I'm going to be looking for another candle to start pushing down. And as soon as I see that it goes back to the upside and it's about to leave another long wick right here, already above this previous candle, which was my first initial signal for the entry of the trade, I will probably enter right here. And waiting for an extra signal gives me a lot more confidence in the setup. And so I will enter a position here, and then I'm going to be waiting for exactly the same signal next time. So let's say price starts going in my favor, it then starts pushing down with the next candle, and as soon as I see and I start noticing that we're about to leave another wick right here, anywhere around this previous candle, again I'm going to make another entry, and expect for price to continue higher. And before, what I used to do before was I wait for price to come into my area, and as soon as I see, let's say, one of those candles with a long rejection wick to the downside, not even that long as this one here, but let's say one of the smaller ones, and I will consider this as a confirmation to enter a trade. And what it normally happens, you get stopped out again, and then price goes in your favor, and that's really a stinker. I really hate those setups. So I don't do it anymore. I just wait for extra confirmation. Like I said, I'm looking for reasons why not to open a trade. And so I've saved myself a lot of money doing that. Definitely. Hi, Albert. Well, I'm bullish on gold. If you go back in time and you look at January every single year prior to 2025, I'm not sure if every single year, but most of them, you will see that gold is usually bullish in January, in the beginning of the year. So I'm definitely not looking for any short positions on gold, even if it drops lower than it is now. So if you look at the 1 hour, the 4 hour time frame, and I actually want to see price pushing down. So if it takes out, let's say, this low, this is the 1 hour chart. If it takes out this low, let's say if it retests some previous lows right here, I'll be more than happy to start looking for buy setups. This is on gold. New Zealand dollar, I don't really trade that one. I usually look at Aussie dollar sometimes, but you know, obviously with this bearish trend, I will need a lot of confirmation before I start looking for longs. Um, but yeah, let's see how it goes after the news. You see, I want to see something like this sort of price action. This is what I'm looking for. in order for me to enter a trade. And I usually need a lot more confirmation on the lower time frames than on the higher time frames, because if I'm trading the 4 hour chart, let's say, or the 1 hour time frame, I'm mainly looking for key levels, and I'm just expecting for price to touch those levels, and as soon as I get an entry signal, I'll probably pull the trigger. um, but it's not the same when I'm trading the 5 minute time frame or the 15 minute chart. I would normally need more confirmation, more price action to confirm my entry before I go into a trade. Yeah, pound yen. Well, let's see. I'm definitely not going to be looking for any trades here on the lower time frames, but when it comes to the higher time frames, I think we may be looking at a pullback here. So if you're looking to trade that on the 5 to 15 minute chart, I would say I have a bullish bias on this one, but please don't use that as a trade signal. It's just what I think is going to happen. But as you can see, I'm not entering any trades, especially not of pound yen yet. But yeah, I mean, pound yen and euro yen, I would normally look at the majors, euro dollar and pound dollar, and then form up my opinion on the yen cross pairs. Uh, but yeah, for now it looks like we're about to enter a bearish trend, and we've already got the foundation of that downtrend, but I'm not sure whether it will continue much lower. Do you currently have any trades on pound yen, or any trades at all? I've been going on for an hour already. That's good. What happened with gold? Yeah, we didn't close bullish on that 15-minute candle. Quite a slow price action, to be honest. Alright, there's not much lag on the stream because I'm just looking at my phone. It's about 10-15 seconds. I assume that's normal and it usually happens. So let's check out the 1 hour candles. See, I don't like those type of signals here. Yeah, gold continues pushing up. Yeah, I definitely don't like the 1 hour candle here on pound yen. I would definitely expect more bullish momentum after this previous 1 hour candle, but instead of that, as you can see, we actually closed bearish. It doesn't mean we're going to go straight down, but it's not what I'm looking for if I'm going to be looking for long trades. Same here on euro yen. Well, gold is bullish, but if you look at gold on the 15 to 5 minute chart, it's pretty much nothing. There's still a valid setup here on pound dollar, but price action is pretty slow. So not big fan of that, and I'm probably not going to be entering any trades. We've got some 15-minute candles setting up here on euro dollar, but we'll see how it goes. I'd love to see those kind of setups in the first 1 hour of the session, which is already passed. So I'll probably be ending this stream pretty soon. But let's give it a bit more time to see how it goes. Yeah, a bit of a deeper pullback on euro dollar than what I expected. And it started with this massive candle right here. So this is what is currently putting me off of this trade. Hmm. The cheaper the pullback is, the more confirmations I need. Because I definitely need more than one or two candles to enter a trade after such a pullback. If that pullback only tested those previous levels and it then pushed off looking like this, I would be looking to enter a trade. But right now, we can easily just form a lower high, lower than this previous one right here, and then push down again, right? But yeah, those couple of 5 minute candles here are looking pretty decent. However, that's not enough for me. And I wanted to see that happening in the first 1 hour as well. And at the same time, pound dollar is not doing anything at all, just trading sideways. Let's see euro yen then. Absolutely nothing. Same with pound yen. Wouldn't be trading this one at the moment. Gold is currently testing this previous structure, so if there's going to be a pullback, this is the perfect area where that could potentially happen. Which means looking for long trades is quite risky. Mm. Well, it's very important for me to see how this 15-minute candle is going to close. If it closes bullish like that, I'm going to be looking for the next one. And if it drops anywhere around the low of the previous candle, which is the current one, and then it leaves a wick, I could potentially look for buying opportunities, but probably not, to be honest. There are less than 5 minutes till that 15-minute candle closes on my broker, at least. I'm using a different broker here, so obviously they've got a different server and in a different time zone. So that's why it says just below 8 minutes here, but it's actually about 3 minutes and a half. Yeah, if we see something like this here on pound dollar, then that would make a bit more sense for me to look for buying opportunities around this level. But I'm not going to wait until then, and I'm probably going to end the stream in a couple of minutes time. Oops. Yeah, I'm not seeing the reaction I'm expecting from price. Alright, so I think that's all for today. Didn't take any trades, but that's fine. I'm gonna end the stream now. If there is anyone watching who is not in our free Telegram, make sure to check it out. There's a link in the description below the stream. Also, a link to our website. So have a look at our website as well. A lot of free information, article, courses, stuff like that. So check them out. And if anyone's got any further questions, there's also a contact info in the link in the description below the stream. So I'll see you next time. I'll do another one of those this week probably. But yeah, if not, then next week I'm definitely doing at least a couple of streams. Okay. Alright, so I'll see you everyone. Wish you all a successful trading.